The iPad and iBooks Author are two revolutionary tools for creating and viewing educational content. I'm going to show you on this next episode. Hello everyone, Tim Brown. Welcome back to my Apple Podcast, the podcast that makes a personal connection to everything Apple. For this episode, I'm going to focus on iBooks Author. Why? Because it is truly a revolutionary tool for creating educational content today. There really is no other platform out there that's like it. When you think of all the content that you can create using this one application, it's truly unbelievable. I was so fascinated by it, especially with the new features that were added recently. Anticipating the release of iPad mini, Apple introduced scroll bars as well as popovers. Adding those to the features that were already included with iBooks Author, you now have a tool at your disposal for creating the most rich, dynamic, interactive content you could possibly create for the iPad. When I'm not working on my Apple Podcast, I actually work full-time as an art museum educator. And so I decided to use a work of art as the subject for creating a book using iBooks Author. Now this is for demo purposes, but I created it just so I could highlight all of the features that come with iBooks Author, including the new features I mentioned at the beginning, scroll bars and popovers. Okay, what you're looking at right now is iBooks, and on the top left, I created a proof based on a painting in our collection by Mary Cassatt, Françoise in Green Sewing, 1908. Let's go ahead and open the book. As you can see, you're immediately greeted with a video introduction. How rare is it to be greeted with this kind of content when opening a book? But iBooks Author makes it very easy. So I'm going to go ahead and swipe to the first page. Now in this section, what I'm going to do is highlight how you can use interactive images to create slideshows, as well as scroll bar features. So here's the module for slideshows, and basically you use your finger and you just swipe through the different images. In this case, these are different portraits Mary Cassatt painted of the same model in 1908. You can tap on any image to view full screen. As I mentioned earlier, there's a new scroll bar feature that's really nice, so you can add additional content in a very specific area. Next, I want to highlight 3D objects and popovers. And down below, you can see I created a 3D model of the room that Mary Cassatt's model may have been in when she posed for Cassatt in her studio just outside of Paris in the early 1900s. And here's an example of a popover that can reveal hidden content by tapping on a photo. And the next few features I want to highlight are interactive images and incorporating audio and video right inside your book. Again, using the same painting, I've created a little button right in the center. When you tap on it, you can zoom in to a detail in the painting and add a description as well. You can also add an audio file right inside the page,
At the heart of
and also play back a video as well.
And this painting of a young girl by the
It was Lydia, though, who was Mary's constant companion.
And the next section I want to highlight is quiz modules. Here what you're looking at is a series of modules that I set up using different types of multiple choice questions. So here's an example, what is the definition of a portrait? In this example, you're identifying the correct artist. Or in this example, identifying what is a portrait by choosing a thumbnail. Drag and drop features, which are really nice. What is a portrait? What is a landscape? And you can drag thumbnails to match the correct painting. Another drag and drop feature. And you can check your answers when you're done. And the best part that I like is the ability to add HTML content to your book. I have two examples of how you can do that. Here I'm going to highlight Google Maps, because this is a way in which you can use the embed code from any website, whether it's YouTube or Google Maps, to add additional content to your book that you otherwise would not be able to add without having to go to another application or source to do so. In this case, I decided to pull up an area where Mary Cassatt lived in the late 1870s and early 1880s in Paris. So this is actually a live feed from Google Maps So I'm actually having to use an internet connection in order to do this. But here, right inside the book, you can zoom right into the area where Mary Cassatt lived. And this is probably one of the most exciting features that comes with iBooks Author, and I plan to use it quite a bit. Now, if you're capable of fooling around with a little HTML and you want to create your own project, you can add your own mini website right inside your iBooks project. Let's check it out. So here I created a little project that appears first as a thumbnail. So when you tap on it, that's when it actually launches the website interface. Click enter, and I set up just a few buttons or menu options so that people could view other works of art by Mary Cassatt and other museum collections. So the buttons are taking you to screenshots of other museum sites. There's an option to link to the actual websites, but I don't want to bounce out of the application, so I'm just going to show you these few examples for demo purposes. Also with iBooks Author comes the ability to create a glossary of terms. Now, what educator would not want to do that? And iBooks Author is pretty simple. To bring up the contents menu, you just do that by tapping on the screen, and then you'll have the option to select glossary. Here I just selected a few terms to use just to show you how the interface works. You can also list related terms as well. So that's a short demo of iBooks Author, the whole interface and how it works. Now these are just a few examples. You can imagine how much content you can produce. We just completed a 5th grade curriculum guide where we featured 16 artists. And here I just demoed one artist. Now while some of the features are pretty basic, there are some features that require a little bit of skill. And so I'm going to add on myapplepodcast.com some documents that you can download that can guide you through the steps for creating the more elaborate projects like collada files for 3D objects, and how to create a widget file, which is what you need to be able to create when creating your own HTML content. And you can check out both those documents on myapplepodcast.com. I'm going to set up a specific page just for iBooks Author. Thanks for tuning in to My Apple Podcast. My name is Tim Brown. Check me out next time.